replace humans, but AI will replace humans who do not use AI. Hello everyone, welcome to another podcast of Intellia podcast series. So today we have here is with our Rotaractor Tedini Herat. So Tedini, welcome to the show, and let's introduce yourself to the audience.
So hi everyone, I'm Tedini Herat and I'm one of the co-directors of the Club Relations and of the Rotaractors Club of University of Cali.
So Tedini, want to get to know a little bit more about you.
Right.
So what do you study?
So I'm majoring in international studies and what else? I'm majoring in
What year? What year?
I'm a second year undergraduate of the international studies department.
So what is basically international studies?
It's basically you study about it's a lot of things. You study about global affairs, what is happening around you in the world, international law, diplomacy, human rights, international organizations. That's a lot actually.
So what's your final goal after the degree?
Planning to become an ambassador, hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. Okay, so getting to Rotaract back again. So you joined Rotaract in your first year,
Yes.
okay, right? So is there any reason why you joined Rotaract?
I wanted to join Rotaractors because I was an interactor back then at school. So yeah, that was
What Interact Club?
Interact Club of Candy Girls High School.
Okay, so then because of Interact, you get
Yes.
into Rotaract here. So then now you have become the Club Relations Director of the Rotaract Club of University of Cali. So people who don't know, can you introduce the Club Relations Avenue? So what is Club Relations Avenue? So why is there a specific avenue for Rotaract Club of University of Cali? Why is there such avenue?
So club relations is basically building relations with other clubs. So we encourage our members to join other club events and get to know people and build connections for greater purpose. So yeah, I think it's a platform where you meet a lot of new people. So we have a separate avenue in our club for that, just to focus on that. I think actually it's really beneficial for our clubs as well as their clubs as well.
Okay, so talking about Club Relations, what are the specific or special projects you have done so far or ongoing so far?
So we have writing maze,
Hmm?
which is a what we do is we are going to publish a book. It is a science fiction, and the specialty here is that we have 20 clubs involved and more than 50 writers. So we are co-writing a story, and we are going to publish the book, and also we are going to set up a fund after that, like through the sales.
Okay, so can you be more specific about writing maze? How do you get to those 20 clubs? How you got involved? So how much is difficult for the 18, 19, 20 clubs to finish up the story? So what are the difficulties you have faced?
Okay. A lot of difficulties actually, because you have to deal with different people, 20 clubs. I believe it's a very, very difficult task. So you have to contact them and you have to find the times that they are available. And so what we did was we came up with a plot, and then we asked everyone.
Plot or prompt?
Yes.
It's more like a paragraph.
Yeah. So we asked others to continue the same. So we are continuing the same storyline. So first chapter was done by our club, and then we gave it to the next club. So what they have to do is they have to read the first chapter and then they have to continue their story, like the same story. So we ask so if you are the 20th club, it's very difficult when it gets to the end, right? So what we asked was we asked them to read the story and follow up the story so that it's easier for them to write write the story when it's their chance, because we are giving only 5 days for them to write.
For them try to whole
The
chapter.
whole chapter, yes.
Yes. So we have come 20, so that's like
Yes.
a milestone, right?
It is like, we are really, really proud of it, because we have finally completed the book. I mean, the writing process has ended. Now we have to edit it, proofread it, and publish it.
So when you are going to publish it,
Probably towards the end of mid of March.
mid of March, probably we're gonna see a book launching.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
Sure. Okay. And talking about CR, one of the another special projects that's done by CR or coordinated by CR is to Sri Lanka's TSL.
Yes.
So, what is TSL? What's happening there? And how the club relations helping to achieve this our club's TSL project?
So TSL project is basically the district cluster initiative, where you get 7 or 8 clubs, different clubs, and you get to do one project, community building. So this year we are building an IT lab for an underprivileged school in Moratuwa. It's also going well. Actually, we have painted it and we have set up the computer stuff and all that. We have brought them and all. So we got sponsors for that. Yes.
Okay.
It's also
So these are the two main projects that's going on here. That's Writing Maze and the TSL. So other than these two, other than going to other clubs, events and games and everything, what are the other projects that you are going to complete in this year?
we have a movie night planned. It's also done in collaboration with an Interact Club and another Rotaract Club.
We can mention the names.
Okay. Rotaract Club of IIT and the Interact Club of St. Benedict's College. And also we are doing an art exhibition. So that's for blind and deaf community. So we are getting their paintings, and we are going to do an exhibition. So people can come and buy. So that community can earn from their paintings. So that's also a joint project.
With collaboration of, think
Rotaract Club of Japura and
Japura University of Peradeniya.
yes.
No, it's University of Peradeniya and Rotaract Club of Chunakam. Correct, right?
Yes.
So, okay. Moving forward, so other than these 4 projects that you have mentioned here, the Writing Maze, TSL, the movie night, and also the art exhibition, the one of the main purpose, I think that we as a club, we created Club Relation Avenue specifically for our club, is to involve with other clubs as well into their sessions, into their games and events and everything. So can you mention or can you tell the experience that you have with the events of other Rotary clubs, any specific events? So what are the friends that you made in other Rotary clubs? Yes.
I have made a lot of friends. Just by participating other events. So that's why we encourage our members to join other events as well, because you get to meet a lot of people and it's actually fun. You get to know a lot of people and
Yeah, I think last year also you have joined for a project. What's that called? I don't remember exactly the name. What's that called? With the Trincomalee Club.
the Nightscaper.
Yeah,
Nightscape.
that's
So,
also like something like club relation, inspired by club relation. So like something like club relation.
there was also, yes, there was a touch of club relation as well, but it was done under the international service avenue. So we did it with 5 international clubs and 5 local clubs. Through that, I actually made a lot of new friends, who are still with us me today, like very close. Um,
Okay. If I ask you to mention or explain one project or and one friend that you have met through Rotaractors and you've done through Rotaractors, so what is the one project and what is the one friend?
one friend.
No, okay, maybe 2-3 friends.
Uh, that's
when
a
you just
toughie.
when you just what is the event? You can tell the event.
Okay, let's take Nightscape. So through that I met Roshan, Kevin, Ishani, Reza, Pramod, Dulit, Kavindu, Sandy, Kiara, a lot.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. From this year's as well I believe.
From this year, mm, that's a lot actually. I feel bad to mention
Okay.
only few because I could it's a lot.
So one of the idea that we have this podcast here is there's two main objects. One is to get to know you and the Club Relations Avenue, and the other one is to get the public know to awareness what is this happening in this AI wave and how to integrate this into our Rotaract system as well. So I think we have covered it in the last podcast as well. The ChatGPT we have mentioned how can we sign up and how can we engineer a prompt to get an output that we wanted, so it can summarize and everything and give everything what we needed from the editorial perspective. So these are some of the questions that asked by ChatGPT. So we asked, so yes, we are doing Club Relations Avenue. Club Relation is this, and we are doing a podcast about this. So what are the questions that when we ask? So these are some of the questions that we got as the outputs of the ChatGPT plus ChatSonic. So one of the question is, what are some of the challenges you have faced when building relationships with other clubs and organizations, and how have you overcome them? You have met a lot of friends, a lot of projects.
Yeah, different people, different personalities. So I think that's the hardest part because you don't know, like when you first reach out to them, you really don't have any idea about that person. So like you have to get to know that person a bit, and then you have to, if you are doing a joint project, you have to understand what other person's schedule and all that. So I think that's one of the major challenges we face. Sometimes we have language barriers as well because in Rotaract you have people from different religions, different cultural backgrounds. So some are very comfortable, like only comfortable in Tamil. So it's, if I'm reaching out to a Tamil person, so it's hard for me to communicate. So maybe there'll be miscommunication. So if that happens, yeah. So.
Okay, so we'll take another question from ChatGPT. So that's what we are doing here. So these are some of the questions. This is another question. How do club relations projects benefit the members of the Rotaract Club of University of Intellia, both personally and professionally? How does it actually impacts the members?
I think that's very beneficial for us because it's all about building relationships. So you can develop your communication skills, and you know like how to deal with a situation, like you, because you are dealing with different people. Also individually you get to know a lot of people, so you can have many friends through that. Maybe.
Okay, so how do you handle all this Club Relations Avenue and your academics and to be an ambassador, goal of being an ambassador? So how do you cope up with the stress and the workload that you have?
I'm not very sure. Like I cope up with my stress and like I handle all of this, but I at the end I get it done. So it's very hard. I complain a lot. I stress out. I cry. But at the end you do it.
What do you do? Do you have any methods to
Cope up with the stress.
Yeah.
So I call my friends and
Mm.
complain, vent it out, and get back on the track.
Okay.
So maybe you get a little break from everything. You just switch off your phone and not talk anyone. Yeah, maybe watch something you like. But mainly, what I do is I call my friends and complain, and then you vent it out, and then you get back on track.
So I think the questions that are generated by ChatGPT. So as we discussed in the previous podcast series, previous podcast episodes as well. So one of the another AI tool that we are going to introduce you, I think you may have known, is called Dall.E. It's called Dall.E 2. I think you just heard about it, right?
Yes.
You have no idea about
Before starting the recording.
yeah. So to give an idea about Dall.E 2 to the audience, so Dall.E 2 is also developed by the same company, OpenAI. So OpenAI developed ChatGPT and OpenAI also developed Dall.E. And Dall.E 2 is the now newest version. So what you can do here is you can also go to just Google Dall.E and you can go to the Dall.E 2 page. API, you have to verify your phone number and email address, and you can get a Dall.E 2 address. And you have not just like ChatGPT, you have limited credits here. I think about 20 images, 20 credits. That mean about 20 prompts that you can for a month. So what we did here, so first, I think one of the difficulties that we have is we have, since that your avenue also has four projects ongoing, right? So that means a lot of flyers and also lot of flyers and captions, right? So ChatGPT can help with captions, and Dall.E 2 can help with flyers, but not just the complete flyer, but you can ask weird questions. Yes.
Get images and maybe add it to the flyer.
Yes. So I think before the podcast, before the recording, we did some generate some ideas. So these are the few. I think one of the reasons I think we have mentioned in the previous podcast, you have in this area how to use an AI. You have to be very careful what you ask from it. So that means you have to engineer a prompt. That's called prompt engineering. You have to build a good, reasonable, a comprehensive, that understandable prompt. Maybe it can be low to generate an ID, even for ChatGPT. And for the Dall.E, it's same. You have to get the idea. So the example is so first one we got is you can see this on the screen. One is we enter blue rat in a rocket launcher going to the moon, so that we can see, okay, it's a blue rat. There's different images, and you can click one image and get variations for each image as well. So then we asked our guest to come up with. So the first one she got was a pineapple taking a shower. So pineapple taking a shower is, you can see it's on the screen. So let's see, it's just a pineapple on the screen with water on it. And you got this, okay, this does not work like that. You have to be a bit more creative. You have to be a bit more specific what you want from them. Then we got? We got a pineapple taking a shower with clothes on. Okay. Then we got, okay, another few ideas, but not completely what we wanted. And then what we got? A cute cartoon pineapple taking a shower with clothes on. As you can see from the screen, that's the image that we wanted, and she liked the first one. So as we said, we can get the variations, and apart from the original, we can get another 4 variations from the same description. So that's we can choose what is the most suitable font. So as we have said before in the ChatGPT, also in the Dall.E, specifically Dall.E 2, we can also we have to be careful what we are putting, because not careful means not AI going to attack us, but the idea that I have said in the beginning, AI will not replace humans, but AI will replace humans who don't use AI, because this is gonna, if you are a designer or if you are a writer, you are not gonna out of business. But if there is someone who is know how to use this, and he gets, okay, ChatGPT, this is the prompt, okay, I get an idea and this is the outline that I'm going to, then he can humanize it, then he can contextualize it. Then he also this, you can get very specific of what you wanted. If you know how to do properly prompt engineering and how to do Dall.E this way, you can get way ahead of others. That doesn't mean that you are not that you are replacing others. That doesn't mean AI replacing humans, but it will mean that people who know how to use AI will replace who don't. So that's one of the reasons what we are doing here in this podcast, and getting in touch directly with the director, so that we can integrate these AI systems into the Rotaract movement, and especially the Rotaract Club of University of California, we can actually integrate. So
I think this is going to be my favorite app. Is that an app?
yes, it's not app, it's a web application.
Right.
You can go to Dall.E, and so before moving on, you can try
Another way
again.
to cope
Yeah.
up with the stress.
Yeah, you can try. Remember, in the first month, I think you have about 50. Then after that, you have to buy. Not buy, but I think only 15 or 20 generatives. After that, you have to pay. But 15 is good enough, maybe. We'll introduce the new AI technologies and other maybe other image generating AIs that will also help up to cope up with your stress. So can you come up with
a sunflower going shopping
sunflower going shopping? Can we be more specific?
with her baby.
Let's see what we got. This is live. Wait a bit until it pops out. Oh,
That's not a sunflower.
that's not a sunflower. That is a boy with a sunflower. Yes, that's when I think you have to be more specific again, because sometimes it doesn't understand some things. So we are doing sunflower is a flower. It's called which is a flower. Sunflower, which is a flower. We can say which is a flower. We can say with legs.
Oh yes, with legs. A sunflower with legs.
Let's try this. Now we are getting some things we want, right?
Yes.
So I think that's the beauty. You can get the variations. Here. Wait a second, I think the internet is slow here in the studio. you can get the variations, and you can get it from another artist style, any artist you like. You can get it. Okay, I want this. Okay, this one with the Mona Lisa style, with the other style, and you can get the limit is the imagination of yours. So that is the idea we have here. So AI, it's going to evolve. It's evolving. So we have to be up with them. How to get the best out of it, other than the guy who is replacing you. So finally, uh, thoughts about AI and thoughts about club relations and thoughts about Rotract, and any message you want to send to your members.
First, I would like to say, guys, try this out because it's really cool, and this is going to be my favorite tool. Uh, Members, same message I always do in general meetings. Do participate in other club events because it's fun. It's fun, and you get to meet people. You can develop your own skills, professional as well as personal. So, yes, that's all.
Okay, guys. Today we have covered another series with club relations director Rotaractor Tedini and Tedini Hera. Now, and we have introduced Dall.E to the Rotaract Club, and now we are going to integrate it mostly so we can be better at what we are doing. So, Tedini, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, see you on another episode.